You are listening to Huddling with the Herd on KYNT, a weekly recap of Yankton High School athletics. Huddling with the Herd is brought to you in part by Mount Marty University, At the Bar, FNBO, Avera, Parker Hannafin, Olson's Pest Technicians, Farmers Union Insurance, SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, Rhonda Westland State Farm Insurance, Vision Care Associates, Explorers Credit Union, Slowy Management, Mason Schramm and the Move Group, MT&RC Smith Insurance, Triple Time Rudy's, Vision Real Estate, First Dakota National Bank, Yankton Medical Clinic, the UPS Store, Hy-Vee, First Chiropractic Centers, Pizza Ranch, and Missouri River Associates. Now, broadcasting live from KYNT Studios, it's Huddling with the Herd with KYNT Sports Director Brayden Butler.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from KYNT Studios here in Yankton, South Dakota, and it is snowy Yankton, South Dakota this morning. I am Brayden Butler. This is Huddling with the Herd, your weekly recap of Yankton Bucks and Gazelles high school athletics, and we have got the winter season underway. We're back from our Thanksgiving break as well, so it is the perfect time to recap what's going on around Yankton athletics. We're talking Bucks basketball with head coach Chris Haynes before their season opener on Friday this week. We have our post-game interview from last night's victory for the Gazelles. I won't spoil too much if you missed it, but we'll hear from head coach Blake Savvy there. The Gazelles did get the win last night over Sioux Falls Lincoln in their season opener, and it's an impressive showing for them. We'll also talk Bucks hockey, Gazelles gymnastics, and Bucks and Gazelles wrestling. As gymnastics and wrestling got started last week, hockey has been going for a little bit now, but that's what we're talking about today for Huddling with the Herd on KYNT and KYN-TV. Huddling with the Herd is brought to you by Explorers Credit Union. Discover the difference with them at explorerscu.com. When we come back, we're going to tip things off with basketball. We'll start with their girls basketball team, the Gazelles, victorious last night over Sioux Falls Lincoln. We'll hear from head coach Blake Savvy as well after this break. You listen to Huddling with the Herd, KYNT, KYN-TV as well. We're back in a couple minutes to talk Gazelles basketball.
Looking for the perfect pair of glasses? At Vision Care Associates, we've got you covered. Step into our showroom and discover our vast selection from timeless classics to the latest trends. With several styles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect match for your look. Experience personalized service and expert care, whether you need help finding the right frame or adjusting your new glasses for the perfect fit.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free. At Explorers Credit Union, you're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit explorerscu.com to join the journey today.
At Mount Marty University, students get real support and real opportunities.
Hi, I'm Maya, and I'm a business major at Mount Marty University. The professors here at Mount Marty are just amazing. They're very good about supporting me through future internships and jobs that they try and line me up with, and they also provide real life experiences in the classroom through projects and speakers and things like that.
Start your journey online at mountmarty.edu.
At the Bar is the bar for sports fans. With coverage of NFL, college football favorites, Yankton High School action, and NHL hockey too. Open 7 days a week. Bring in your crew, grab a table, and take in all the action surrounded by fans who love the game as much as you do. The energy's better, the company's great, and the beverages are cold, just the way game day should be. You can watch the game anywhere, but real fans gather at the Bar in downtown Yankton.
FNBO is the great big small bank, and for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com, member FDIC.
From the first wails of surprise to first day of school questions, playground adventures, learning to drive stress, and graduation cheers, they'll always be your little sunshine. At Avera Children's, we get kids, teens, and parents too. We'll step you through first checkups, milestones, sickness, and specialized care when your child needs it. And treat them like our own every step of the way. Learn more at avera.org/children's.
Welcome back here on Huddling with the Herd, KYNT, KYTV. We're talking Yankton Gazelles basketball to kick things off here. 1-0 on the season after an impressive win last night. 61-10 over Sioux Falls Lincoln. It was 44-3 at the half. Sioux Falls Lincoln didn't have a field goal in the first quarter. There were only 1 point in the first quarter. Came on a free throw. So dominant defense for Yankton. Very, very impressive playing the passing lanes. Nora Kraske and Jordan Kudera both had 3 steals each. Eden Wolfgram led the team in scoring. Nora added 4 rebounds as well. September Rao, 6 points, 3 assists. It was a very impressive showing across the board for the Gazelles. It's got to be 61 points. I read in the Yankton Press and Dakotan this morning, the most points scored in a game for the Gazelles since 2020. They put up 63 on Douglas. So most points in a while for this Yankton Gazelles squad. When I talked to head coach Blake Savvy yesterday for our pregame interview, he mentioned that he wanted this. He felt like this could be the Gazelles team that really turns a corner and starts competing for postseason spots again. As I know, they honored the 1975 state championship team last night. That 70s, 80s, even into the 90s dynasty of Gazelles basketball. The Gazelles want to get back to that. Want to get back to competing for state tournament spots. So this could be a very good team that does it. They got a tough matchup on Tuesday with Huron, but let's hear from head coach Blake Savvy. This is from the post-game interview yesterday. The Gazelles once again victorious 61-10 last night inside the Summit Activity Center. Here is head coach Blake Savvy from our post-game interview. We bring in head coach of the Yankton Gazelles, Blake Savvy. An impressive 61-10 victory here in your season opener. Offensively, defensively, walking out of the locker room, everything went well for you guys tonight. What are your initial thoughts coming off of courtside?
Yeah, I mean, I think from start to end, what I'm really, really proud of the girls for is they did not let up for 1 second or minute. It didn't matter who was out there and what 5 it was. They played really, really hard, whether we were up full court press or had them back in the half court. We took care of the defensive end, and we were diving for loose balls still in the fourth quarter, and I think that's what I'm most proud of is just watching their effort and the relentless piece of that. That's a great tone to set for the season.
When we talked in the pregame, Coach, you mentioned that a lot of players fight hard at practice on the floor. They want to earn that playing time, and you had 14 players take the floor tonight, 10 just in the first quarter alone. So it was a heavy rotation, and having all those fresh legs and players that want to compete is probably really helpful when you're running a full court press like you were tonight.
Yeah, I think that just, our 2 big things for this game were transition offense and then full court defense. And I think having a deep rotation really allows you to stay after that for a long time because we can get fresh legs in there, like you said. And, the other piece of that is you have to have a lot of girls that understand their role and take a lot of just pride in fulfilling that role, and we've got that. And so that was just really awesome to see, a lot of girls going in and out and not really missing a beat.
I want to talk offensive side of the ball. Eden Wolfgram gets our offensive player of the game, She led with a game-high 15 points for her, but Nora Kraske had a couple threes. She finishes with 9, and Jordan Kudera off the bench ends up with 8 points out on the floor. So those 3 were your top 3 scorers, but it felt like everybody, 12 of 14 Gazelles on the floor, able to get on the scoreboard tonight.
Yeah, I thought the ball moved fast at times, and that's what we want to see. And that's really that was a team tonight where I felt like they did not care who shot the ball. They were just moving it and going, and that's when you're a really tough team to defend, is when the ball doesn't stick and you don't care who takes the shot. We just try to find the best shot. And they did that at a very high level tonight, and they're going to have to continue to grow in some areas. I think we can push our number of assists up even a little higher, but I think we had 12 assists tonight, which is a good, healthy start. But just continuing to find that rhythm and use each other, it'll grow throughout the season. But again, just a great tone setter.
Defensively, a lot of turnovers. I don't
it's hard to keep track of turnovers and everything by myself up here, but quite a few for you guys tonight forced against Sioux Falls Lincoln. Just that full court press was on full display. I had September Rao as our defensive player of the game, but everybody, you've talked about it already, given max effort out there on the floor.
Yeah, and that has to be our identity all year. You know, we're going to play bigger teams. We're going to play some skilled teams. We have to continue to have the same relentless effort on defense. That has to be an identity that night in and night out we continue to buy into. And so I'm going to keep saying it, but just it's a very good tone setter. They found a level of defense and just running and working that I don't think we've ever found before. And doing that when the scoreboard can kind of get lopsided, that becomes really difficult to keep doing it. And I thought we did that from start to end.
We got a road trip on Tuesday. Not your longest road trip of the year, but a pretty long one here for only your second game, going up to Huron to take on the Tigers. What are your expectations on that matchup on Tuesday?
It's going to be an absolute battle. They have some phenomenal athletes that return a lot of points for them last year, coming from last year into this year. And so we're going to have to be ready to, again, take a lot of pride on the defensive end, work just as hard, continue to help that lead into some transition. But we have to go up to Huron on Tuesday, ready to go into the Huron Arena, ready for an absolute battle. And, you know, the one that can make the most hustle plays in a game like that is probably the one that's going to come out on top. And so we just have to do everything in our ability to make sure that's us.
Big thank you to head coach Blake Stabby for talking to us on our post-game interview last night on KYNT and KYN-TV. The Gazelles once again victorious 61-10 in their season opener over Sioux Falls Lincoln. Tip-off on Tuesday in Huron, 7 p.m. Pre-game coverage right here on KYNT and on KYN-TV will be at 6:30. So I'll be on the call for that one. I believe Josh Bolter is going to make the trip up with me for camera operations. So a little bit of a football combo with the road trip up to Huron for some basketball on Tuesday. Speaking of basketball, we're going to keep it rolling with basketball when we come back. We'll talk Yankton Bucks. Got a little preseason preview with head coach Chris Haynes earlier this week. So we'll hear from him over the Pizza Ranch phone line when we come back. You're listening to Huddling with the Herd, KYNT, KYN-TV. Huddling with the Herd is presented by Explorers Credit Union. We're back in a couple minutes with Bucks basketball and head coach Chris Haynes.
The holidays are a time to reflect on what matters most. At Parker of Yankton, we are powered by the hard work of our employees, the loyalty of our customers, and the support of our community. Together, we're engineering success like never before. Looking to start the new year with a career where you're valued and appreciated? Join the Parker team today. Visit parker.com to apply. From all of us at Parker of Yankton, thank you for making this year unforgettable.
Parker, engineering your success.
Happy holidays from all of us here at Parker of Yankton.
Rodents want to make your home their home. Pesky invaders go in search of warm housing and food for the winter. An invasion of rodents can be costly and can contribute to disease and contamination of products. So trust the experts to keep them out. Olson Pest Technicians is family-owned with over 80 years of experience. Even the toughest infestations don't stand a chance. Olson Pest Technicians, putting pests to rest since 1966. Call 800-KIL-BUGS.
In nearly every family's lineage, there's a tie to agriculture. It's a legacy reflected in how we raise our kids, help our neighbors, and respect what we have. Farmers Union Insurance was built on that legacy. And while our roots are in agriculture, our protection has grown to include home, auto, business, health, and life. Protect your legacy. Farmers Union Insurance.
Call Brendan Hansen and Brandon Tykrow or visit them at Suite 101B Morgan Square in Yankton.
If you've been suffering from chronic pain or a recent injury,
check us out, Lane, Reed, and Cole Sawatsky at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab.
We offer a wide variety of treatments and techniques, including dry needling, cupping, chiropractic adjustments, and sports rehabilitation.
Our mission is to ensure an individualized and efficient treatment plan to get you back on your feet.
From ankle sprains and sports injuries to neck pain and headaches, we've got your back.
Give us a call or book an appointment on our website. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy.
Located on Summit Street across from the high school.
When you make the right decision, it feels good.
Like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge, it feels really good to make the right insurance decision too. That's why State Farm agent Rhonda Westland is right here in Yankton to help you select the right protection at the right price. Rhonda will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. With State Farm agent Rhonda Westland, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call her. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Do you struggle with dry contacts? At Vision Care Associates, we have a great option. Infused contact lenses by Bosch & Lomb. Infused lenses are designed to ensure that your eyes stay hydrated and irritation-free, even after a full day of wear. Our doctors specialize in fitting these lenses for maximum comfort and optimal vision. Schedule your consultation and experience the all-day comfort and crisp, clear vision you deserve.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Welcome back in here on KYNT and KYN TV, huddling with the herd. It's time to talk Yankton Bucks basketball. They tip off their season this coming Friday against Harrisburg. It's a home matchup with Harrisburg. It'll be part of a boys and girls doubleheader as well. So both Yankton Bucks and Gazelles will be playing on Friday against Harrisburg, but that's the season opener for the Bucks. And I managed to catch up with head coach Chris Haynes earlier this week over the Pizza Ranch phone line to talk about his team, how they're looking in the preseason, and how he's feeling heading into their season opener next Friday. Let's go to that interview now here on Huddling with the Herd. Talk to Chris Haynes over the Pizza Ranch phone line.
Brayden Butler here on KYNT and KYN TV for Huddling with the Herd. Joining us now over the Pizza Ranch phone line is head coach Chris Haynes of the Yankton Bucks basketball program. Coach Haynes, basketball starting this week for Yankton High School, but the Bucks do not take the court until next Friday night, taking on Harrisburg there. So just as we're getting things ready to roll into the season, how have the preseason practices been looking for the squad?
Yeah, it's been a fun week. The first week we do 2-a-days, so it's always a grind. You get through the week, and the week seems long, and the days are long. But you get through it, and then you look back, and you're like, man, we still have a lot of stuff that we have to go over. You're trying to install and hit on things, but also emphasize your key points of your program. So it's a busy week. But I really love this group, and I love their competitive spirit. I think we got a bunch of multi-sport athletes that just like to compete on our team, and that has been evident this first week in practice. I've told a couple other people that have asked around the community and talking to my wife and things. It's just I've enjoyed this group the first few week we've had in 2-a-days and stuff. It's been as enjoyable of a group as we've had here, and I think that just goes to again, how competitive they are. They want to play. They enjoy it. They spend some time working at it. It means something to them. They care about it. They care about each other, and for they're good kids. And so when you have good kids that care and that are willing to work hard, it can be really enjoyable to coach that group. And I would say that's how it's been this first week so far. So it's been a good week.
You got multiple seniors from last year's squad who were key contributors that have graduated and gone on. So who are some of those guys? You mentioned you got a lot of competitors, multi-sport athletes. Who are some of those guys you've seen kind of step up to take that role and fill that void that might have been left from last year's seniors?
Yeah, we got 7 or 8 guys that have some varsity experience, varying levels there, but at least played in meaningful varsity minutes and varsity time. And, you just can't put a price tag on that. The varsity game is so different. It's so hard to simulate the speed and physicality of the varsity basketball game. And I think, it's the biggest jump that those guys have is going from the JV court to the varsity floor. And so to have some guys back that have that experience and, know kind of, like I said, what the game speed and physicality at the varsity level is like, that's huge, and that's as many guys, and we've got as much experience coming back as we've had in a while, so that's the exciting part. Now, our 3 seniors are who we're leaning on to lead us, and Beck Reichen and Owen Eisness and Abe O'Brien. Those 3 have done a nice job as far as leadership throughout the off season, and no doubt here the first week of practice.
And I want to talk about one guy specifically, not to put too much emphasis on a young player you got over there, but Jackson Kudera going into his sophomore year, got some varsity minutes down the stretch last year as a freshman. The reason I bring him up is I know he dealt with a bit of a knee injury in football. So what is his status like? Is he good to go for the start of the year, or what's that looking?
He's had a good first week. Jackson's growing. What's exciting, so he's gotten a little bit bigger this year and filled out some, and hopefully he's not done growing. Hopefully, another 12 months from now he looks even like a different kid. But he's had a nice first week, and along with our juniors, we got a couple of Miles Drotzman and Austin Conway obviously coming back that have played some and a lot of meaningful minutes. Tegan LaCroix and Ivan Hirschman have played a little bit. And, they know the varsity game, and they've looked really good in practice. And we got 4 other juniors that have been working hard and, trying to work their way up the ladder, so to speak. And then our last guy on our varsity floor so far is sophomore Jackson Reichen, who really came on at the end of the year last year as a freshman. And he's a kid that has just worked hard and made his way over to up onto the varsity floor. So those 13 right now have been practicing with us, and it's been fun to, like I said, to watch those guys compete and to get after it this week. And, hopefully that carries over to a good preparation. Next week, Monday and Tuesday, we're still going to be really focusing on ourselves. Obviously, we did all last week. I mean, we're not talking about any opponents yet. We got enough to worry about, in our own gym and our own team to try to get things figured out. So we'll do that again on Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday and Thursday, again, the focus is always number one on our team, but we'll start catering some things to, see what Coach Langrock and Harrisburg have. They got another, extremely talented team coming back. And so it's going to create a lot of difficulties in that first game matchup, which it always does. Seems like we played them first game of the year for a number of years now, and they're always super athletic and super talented. So looking forward to, again, getting back into the gym for a couple days, focusing on us, and then starting to gear towards an opponent.
Well, Coach, I'd like to thank you for taking time to talk to me here for Huddling with the Herd. We'll speak more next week heading into that matchup with Harrisburg for a pregame coach interview about the Tigers themselves. But as you said, early season practice is more focusing on yourself, making sure you're polished heading into the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think a big part of that too, Brayden, when you look at it, is having a good week. Is obviously the players have done a nice job, but I think our coaching staff, we've had the same coaching staff now for a number of years, and Coach Savvy's been on at the high school throughout my 14 years here. So to have him back again at the JV level is just huge. Not only for me to have someone that you can rely on that has the same terminology and same, been around you for 14, 15 years now and understands kind of the things, the way we want to do things. But then at the sophomore level too, we got Coach Hale, who played for us and understands our system again and is now coaching for the 3rd or 4th season. He's been at the sophomore level with us, and Coach Schmitz is back for his, with the freshman with us. He's been around for 5 or 6 years now. And now at the middle school, we got the same staff, Coach Hobden and Garvey at the 8th grade, Coach Muth and Davison at 7th grade, and Coach Muth and Coach Lane and Davidson at 7th grade, and Coach Muth and Coach Syme at the 6th grade. And those guys are all back for another year. So I think just having that stability up and down the program and has just been nice as a head coach, not having to train or reteach a coach. We just kind of hit the ground running, and I think our athletes can sense that and appreciate that as well.
Coach, thanks again for taking time to talk to us here for Huddling with the Herd, and good luck on another basketball season here for the Yankton Bucks. Gets kicked off, or I guess tips off on Friday, the 12th of December at home against Harrisburg. That's going to be a boys and girls doubleheader, so we'll have Gazelles coverage that night as well. But thank you again for taking time, Coach Haynes, and good luck on your season.
Appreciate it, Brayden.
That was head coach Chris Haynes of the Yankton Bucks basketball team talking to us here today for Huddling with the Herd. Once again, that was over the Pizza Ranch phone line earlier this week. Bucks tip off their season next Friday against Harrisburg at Yankton High School. When we come back, we're going to talk hockey and gymnastics here on Huddling with the Herd. Hockey program, back-to-back losses for them, but a very tough Rushmore team that they're going up against. We'll talk more about those games here in a minute. And then Gazelles Gymnastics kicked off their season earlier this week as well. We're talking about hockey and gymnastics when we come back. This is Huddling with the Herd, KYNT, KYNTV.
people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free. At Explorers Credit Union, you're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit Union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit ExplorerCU.com to join the journey today.
Good news, my relatives are coming for Christmas, but not sure where to put them.
How about we put them in the Fairfield or Holiday Inn Express?
Having family or friends over this holiday season? Book rooms at the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express in Yankton. Each hotel has clean, comfortable rooms, pool, and free breakfast. Call either hotel direct for great rates or flexible reservation changes.
Hey, why don't we stay there and they can have the house?
Funny.
Buying a home isn't just about real estate. It's about investing in yourself. At the Move Group, we believe the best time to buy is when it makes sense for you. Our expert agents put people before transactions, meaning we listen first, provide honest guidance, and help you make a confident decision. No pressure, no gimmicks. Markets change, but the right home is about more than just numbers. It's about finding the right fit for your life and your future. When you're ready, we're here to help. Contact the Move Group today.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT and RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. Visit mtrcsmithinsurance.com. Looking for fuel or more? Stop by Triple Time Rudy's, your locally owned convenience store at 17th and Broadway. At Triple Time Rudy's, they're proud to support the community, offering fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers and backing local activities and events. Inside, you'll discover regional favorites like Dimmick Cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. Whether it's a quick snack, a tank of top-quality fuel, or a taste of local goodness, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling the community.
Moving is hard work. This is Deb Speck from Vision Real Estate, and I'd like to show you how I can make moving a little easier. From advice on staging your home, providing moving boxes, and the use of our enclosed courtesy trailer, to the behind-the-scenes social media marketing and attention to detail, you can rest easy knowing that you have an experienced professional working for you. Call me, Deb Speck, at 605-664-5555.
Welcome back here on KYNT and KYN-TV. We've talked Bucks and Gazelles basketball. Now it's time to switch and talk Bucks hockey and Gazelles gymnastics. Starting with hockey, 3-2 on the year, back-to-back losses to the Rushmore Thunder, who are the defending state champions. I believe they went undefeated last year, so that's nothing really to hang your hat on. Rushmore is a dominant program, the best in the state here the last couple of years. It was an 8-1 loss last Sunday for the Bucks, and then a 4-0 loss last night. Just looking at some season stats to kind of paint a picture for how the Bucks are looking through their first 5 games. Tucker Renkin currently leads Yankton with 10 goals and 18 points, top of the team in both categories. Jack Pedersen has 11 assists to be the number one player on the team, which is kind of funny because last year it was Pedersen that led in goals and Renkin that led in assists. Those two have kind of flipped to start this season. Pedersen is second in total points with 14 on the team. In net, Luke Moeller, a 2.65 GAA and a .891 save percentage, does have a shutout this season as well. He's been very solid between the pipes. Just last couple games against Rushmore, obviously 12 goals over the last 2 games. That messes with the numbers a little bit, but that's a Rushmore team that's been putting up goals on everybody and anybody in the state the last couple years. Yankton is in action tonight at the Yankton Ice Arena. They're scheduled to be anyways. I still see snow falling outside our front window here, but they host Sioux Falls West tonight. 8:30 p.m. puck drop is scheduled for that one. Keep an eye on the Yankton Area Ice Association social medias. If that changes, I believe they'll announce it there. But they're scheduled currently to host Sioux Falls West tonight at 8:30 p.m. Looking at Gazelles gymnastics, they opened their season on Tuesday, scoring a 134.35 in their opening meet. Yankton's Berkeley Olson, Marissa Berkland, and Avery Portillo finished 5th, 6th, and tied for 7th, respectively, in the all-around competition. Portillo was the highest finisher in an individual event for the Gazelles, tying for 2nd in the vault and floor exercises. So great day for Portillo there. And they ended up finishing 3rd in that triangular, but in that meet going up against 2 of the better teams in both their classes, finishing top 3 in the AA and single A tournament. It's funny enough, peek behind the curtain. I have that stat internalized into my memory, but I don't have the teams they win against written down. So I'm going to get that for you here in a second. But who talked to head coach Justin Olson last week. He talked about how they have the potential to have more specialized athletes going into events, not just everybody kind of competing all around. And that kind of showed earlier this week with Portillo finishing 7th, tied for 7th all around, but tying for 2nd in both the vault and the floor. So a very impressive performance for her as Yankton took on Mitchell, who finished near the top of Class AA last year, and Parkston Ethan Hansen, who finished near the top of Class A last year. So gymnastics on the road against Pierre on Monday. They'll have a duel with the Governors in the state capitol. So we'll have results for that Tuesday morning for our sports report right here on KYNT with the Totally Yankton Morning Show with Jeff Erickson. So keep it tuned in for that. We have results all week long in the morning. You can also go online to KYNT1450.com and find our sports report there for results throughout the week. Talk hockey, talk gymnastics, and we're going to take a break and come back in a couple minutes and talk Bucks and Gazelles wrestling. They started their season earlier this week with a pair of triangulars up in Beersford. So we'll talk wrestling when we come back. This is Huddling with the Herd, KYNT, KYN-TV.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
The holidays are approaching, and while you're busy planning family gatherings and other events, you may forget everything else. The Yankton Medical Clinic reminds you to use all remaining flex dollars before the end of the year. Whether you're due for a checkup, in need of a procedure, or burn yourself cooking that turkey, the physicians at the Yankton Medical Clinic are available to help. You spend all year planning your finances. Don't let your flex spending dollars go to waste. Call for an appointment today or visit yanktonmedicalclinic.com. So much care, so close to home.
The other day, a customer came into the UPS store with a few special gifts she needed to ship for the holidays. As we were packing them securely, she asked if we could also help her design and print custom Christmas cards. The answer? Of course we can. At the UPS store in Yankton, for over 8 years, we've been helping customers with their holiday needs, from shipping gifts to creating personalized cards. Stop in today and let us make your holiday season easier.
Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
Time to talk Bucks and Gazelles wrestling here on Huddling with the Herd, KYNT, KYNT. Huddling with the Herd presented by Explorers Credit Union. We'll start with the Bucks. Both the Bucks and Gazelles split their opening triangular on Thursday, but we'll start with the Bucks end of things. They fell to Watertown 58-19, defeated Beersford Alcester Hudson 38-35. Chase Platt, Edley Amaro, Corbin Saylor, and Damian Janish all picked up wins against Watertown, with Amaro and Saylor also winning their matches against Beersford Alcester Hudson. Platt was credited with a win as well. I believe that was a forfeit. The Beersford Alcester Hudson didn't have a wrestler for him to go against in his weight class. But they all finished the meet undefeated with those wins. The Bucks return to the mats today. They compete in a varsity tournament at Watertown High School today. So on the road up north in Watertown, at least they scheduled to. I don't know if this, I don't believe everything on the website says that's still ready to go. 10 a.m. matches start, so that's starting here soon. Hopefully they have a safe trip back with how this snow is starting to come down here in the Yankton area. Yankton Gazelles wrestling, they split their opening triangular too. They lost to Watertown, defeated Beersford Alcester Hudson. So a very similar showing for both squads in the opening triangular. But the Gazelles only had 2 matches held between them and Watertown. Winriagi picked up a win for the Gazelles, and Olivia Anderson won for Watertown at 120. So the only 2 matches that actually happened, they split the 2, but Watertown ends up winning it, just wrestling forfeits because if they don't match up the same weight class. So that's how the points shook out there. The Gazelles had 3 matches against Beersford Alcester Hudson. They went 2-1 in those matches, with Chloe Catan and Alexis Brendan picking up the 2 Yankton victories. The Gazelles are back in action on Tuesday, December 9th, for a slate of matches with Lennox, the Lennox Orioles. That'll be in Lennox on Tuesday. That's December 9th. That is a varsity quadrangular, not just the Lennox Orioles, Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots, and the Sioux Falls Washington Warriors will also be that. It will be there for that one. The Bucks will compete at that event as well. So good luck to Bucks and Gazelles. Wrestling the Bucks today, and then both teams on Tuesday up in Lennox. As a former wrestler, I only wrestled until the 8th grade, so I'm not as far along as a lot of these guys and girls are at the high school level. But it's always nice to talk about a little wrestling here on KYNT and KYN-TV. We're going to take one more break. When we come back, we're talking YHS Nation. Scotty Borman had a chance to talk to Gwen Winnish, the YHS band director, about their winter concert coming up this week, I believe. As I look ahead here, yes, the holiday band concert on Monday. So get a chance to talk about that when we come back for YHS Nation here on Huddling with the Herd. This is on KYNT, KYN-TV, back after this.
Have aches and pains taken you out of your game? Sports injuries can happen quickly, posing threats to your health and ability to participate in your regular athletic activities. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson from First Chiropractic Centers. Chiropractic care can provide pain relief from sore and aching muscles and lead to faster recovery after workout by easing the inflammation you experience, like stiffness, pain, or restricted movement. Visit with us about managing your sports injuries. First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Long day, good day, either way, Yankton Pizza Ranch makes it easy. Our buffet is always ready with fresh pizzas, mouth-watering desserts, and the country's best chicken. No waiting, no stress, just grab a plate and enjoy. So when you need comfort made simple, make today a buffet day at Yankton Pizza Ranch. Buffet every day from 11 to 8.
It's where life tastes better. Surround 'em up and head her down to the Pizza Ranch.
Whoa, that's good.
Attention everyone. Health insurance open enrollment on the marketplace is happening now, November 1st to December 15th. This is your chance to review your plan, explore new options, and make sure you and your family have the coverage you need for the year ahead. Call me, Jen Great, with Missouri River Associates today. I can help you navigate the marketplace and find the plan that fits your needs. 665-6885. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th.
At Vision Care Associates, we're always improving our technology for the health of your eyes. With Optomap dilation-free exams, you get a comprehensive view of your retina without the need for dilation eye drops. It's quick, easy, and best of all, it keeps your day interruption-free. Optomap captures a detailed image of your eye, helping to detect any problems. No blurriness, no discomfort, just clear, precise results. Book your Optomap exam now.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Welcome back in here on KYNC and KYN-TV. It's time to take a look at YHS Nation here on the broadcast. YHS Nation is your weekly look at activities and events going on around Yankton High School outside of the athletic sphere, we'll say. So your fine arts, your shop. We've talked shop earlier this year and things like that. So that's your look in at that here on KYNT and KYN-TV. Scotty Borman got a chance to talk to Gwen Winnish, the band director at Yankton High School. So Let's go to that interview now here on KYNT for YHS Nation.
Good morning. This is Scotty Borman with KYNT's YHS Nation segment once again. And this morning we get to talk to one of our favorite guests, which is Gwen Wenish, in charge of the YHS band. So how are you doing this morning, Gwen?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Awesome. Wonderful. Now, the main thing we want to talk about today is the holiday concerts that you have coming up on Monday. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that? I'm assuming it's going to be out at Crane Youngworth Field?
No?
No?
No, it might be just a touch chilly for the field. No, we are going to be at the high school theater here.
Oh, good, because your plan is probably going to get a lot more audience than mine.
Yes.
I'm glad I'm not in planning then.
So, no, we're going to be over here on Monday night. The concert starts at 7 o'clock, and it is for the high school band students and their family, friends, and community members that want to start the process of getting into the holiday spirit. The kids are doing a fantabulous job. That's a word today on a Friday.
I love that word.
They're doing a fantabulous job. It's been a lot of fun working with them on these tunes and seeing that growth. So we've got an outstanding group of students at the concert band level. They're going to start off the concert. And the concert band kids are playing 3 different selections. And, they're quite a variety of things. We have a nice little lyric piece called Mary Did You Know? Been covered by many, many artists from across many different decades. They're doing that one. That's our middle selection. They're starting off the concert with a piece called Say Noel. And that one's just got some little attributes of holiday Christmas carols, Angels We Have Heard on High, and a couple other tunes that are in there. Silent Night is in there also. And then they're closing everything out on their portion with a selection called A Winter's Journey, and it has Over the River and Through the Woods. And actually it started off, the composer, Randall Standridge, he wrote that selection because he kept getting a call from his niece saying, how far are you? How far are you till you get here for Christmas? We're waiting for you. How long do we have to wait till you get here? And his spouse responded, we're going over the river and through the woods. We'll be there as soon as we can. And he goes, and that's how that song started. So it's just this really neat, upbeat end to their portion of the concert. Just a lot of fun. It's a cool piece. And then we bring out our symphonic band, and the symphonic band is playing 3 selections also. They are doing Festival Español, a lot of different Spanish carols that I was surprised how many of the students recognize them. I think it's just a cool attribute of how worldly we're getting with all the technology that we have and everything that's out there on the internet through different sounding boards that they can utilize with learning new music and stuff that they're aware of what these tunes already are. And they're like, oh, yeah, we know this one. So that one was a really neat one. So Wondrous Bright, that one is another really cool tune. Again, this one's more of a Puerto Rican Christmas carol attribute. So, again, we're going international, letting these kids hear different things. They know what Christmas is to them, but to different cultures, it means different things, and it translates differently, and their music is different. So that was kind of a cool little thing. And Let the Bells Ring, that's a Ukrainian bell carol. So without intending to, we took this whole worldly vibe with the symphonic bands group, song choices. And that one is honestly my least favorite Christmas carol ever. I hate that song. I hate it. But something hit when I listened to this one, and I'm like, this is a really, really cool rendition of it. Let's do this. And it's got some really, really challenging parts in it and stuff. And I'm like, I could see the kids really excelling with this one. So we have that one on the docket for symphonic band. And then I step away from the program at that point in time. I'm done. And we bring out a guest conductor for our final selection. Sleigh Ride, everybody knows Sleigh Ride. And I asked Dr. Kindle if he would be willing to join us and step up and direct that selection for the kids and for the audience. And he didn't hesitate a beat. He was like, absolutely, I will be there. I would love to do this. This would be so neat. So we've been working with Dr. Kindle the last week here, getting him comfortable with getting up on the podium and getting the group started and all the things that go in line with being a director, and giving him his little taste of what I do on a daily basis. And he's just loving it, and he's doing a great job. So he's going to end the concert with Sleigh Ride.
Awesome.
So a lot of different things that are just going to make the night super fun and help everybody get into that holiday spirit.
Okay, again, That does sound awesome. I mean, but instead of at Crane Youngworth, you're performing in the theater?
In the theater.
Okay.
At
What time on Monday?
7 p.m. Monday night. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Wanted to make sure we got that. And you mentioned your least favorite. Can you tell us, of all the selections, what is your favorite?
Well, that one's not even. That's the when I had talked about the Let the Bells Ring and how it focuses on the Ukrainian bell carol. That song is super cool. It's not a least favorite of mine out of the program by any means. So I just want to clarify that. I'm not picking songs that I hate. But in regards to my most favorite out of the symphonic band, I'd say the symphonic band probably. Oof. Honestly, it's probably Let the Bells Ring has become my favorite out of the bunch because it's really pushed me to direct a piece that I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know if I'm going to like this thing or not. Really getting to work with it, the style of it, the energy level that the kids bring, it's really become probably my favorite out of their three. And then in regards to concert band, I'd say my favorite there has been the tribute to Over the River and Through the Woods. Just very lighthearted, very, it's easy to get bogged down in holidays. And I think those two pieces, when I listen to them, it just keeps that lighthearted, you know what, this is family, we're going to get together, we're going to have fun and celebrate and just be together and not get bogged down with the other stuff that sometimes comes along with holidays. And yeah. So those are my two favorites out of the kids. And you can't go wrong with Sleigh Ride. Sleigh Ride's always like a top notch. So I kind of excluded that one a little bit. So.
And do you get a sense on which one offering do the kids enjoy the most? Because sometimes it comes to the matter, and you sort of touched on this, sometimes as an artist, something that pushes you brings out your passion. So what would you say the kids enjoy the most?
I would say out of concert band, I would think that they enjoy, just from how they're playing it, I think they enjoy Winter's Journey the best. That's the Over the River and Through the Woods one. They just bring a lot of intensity to it, and I think it's a fun, lighthearted thing. They don't have to. It's a steady tempo most of the way through it, so they don't have to get too engrossed with, oh my gosh, here's another tempo change. Here's another tempo change. Oh my gosh, here's another key signature change. They just get to play the music and just have fun with it. Symphonic band, I'm thinking their favorite is probably Sleigh Ride. Just because that's a diehard classic. When I told them that I was looking at doing it again, we did it last year, so they're like, oh, okay, that'll be really cool. Yeah, that'll be fun. We're enjoying that one. And it's just always kind of been the one that whenever it's come up, the kids have never balked at it. They've always been like, oh, okay, let's do this. I'd say after Sleigh Ride then, I think the Let the Bells Ring was probably their favorite. And again, they're like, oh, yeah, we kind of like this tune, but, can we do something else? Seriously. So it started off for them, too, as a little bit of, I don't think we're going to like this one. And it's always funny that it always typically translates that way, that the ones that they despise the most in the beginning stages ends up being the one that the kids gravitate to in the end.
It can work that way once you start working something. Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah. So we do always have a conversation a little bit about, you might not like it now, but give it some time, put aside your prejudices, put aside your mentality that you're putting a roadblock up on it. Because I said, if you have a roadblock on this and you're walking into it with a roadblock, we're in trouble. It's not going to fly. And everybody in the audience will know that it's a roadblock. So yeah, no, they're doing an outstanding job. It's going to be a fun concert. It's going to be a good time.
Okay, excellent. Again, 7 o'clock Monday night in the theater.
Yeah, no admission charged.
Okay.
It is, everybody just come and celebrate with us and come and hang out and listen to what these kids are doing.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. Anything else you'd like to add about how your kiddos are doing?
We're getting going now in the pep band stuff for the basketball sports, so we've got that on our docket. We start with our first game Friday night, December 5th here. So we just kind of got through that. And then next week I think we have one event, and then the following week we have one more. So getting going in our winter pep band schedule. So And we're getting going in jazz band. We started our jazz group, and so they're rehearsing a couple times in a week too. So these kids are going, and a lot of them are going to be involved in the musical. A lot of them are involved in the one-act play, and so we got to tap into them when it works out with schedules and go from there. It's
awesome.
been fun. Yeah.
Yes. All right. That's awesome. Can't wait to see how the kids perform on Monday night.
Yeah.
So.
It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time.
All right. Thank you again, Gwen. This is Scotty Borman for KYNT.
Big thank you to Scotty Borman for conducting that interview with Gwen Winnish for YHS Nation this week. Winter Band concert Monday night at the Yankton High School, 7 p.m. Free admission as well. Let's take a look at the activities going on around Yankton High School. Also, this is athletics and otherwise this coming week. Your schedule of things going on at Yankton High School. Gymnastics varsity duel at Pier on Monday. That starts at 5 p.m. There is a Yankton School District School Board meeting that night as well at 5 at the admin boardroom. And the holiday band concert Monday evening, 7 p.m. at Yankton High School. Tuesday, Bucks and Gazelles wrestling as a varsity quad at Lenox High School. That goes against Sioux Falls Lincoln, Sioux Falls Washington, and Lenox. That starts at 4:30 p.m. Also on Tuesday, Gazelles basketball on the road for an ESD conference matchup with Huron. That's at Huron Arena, 7 p.m. tip-off, 6:30 pregame here on KYNT as well as on KYN-TV. Jumping ahead now to Thursday, December 11th, wrestling, Bucks and Gazelles triangular at the Monument in Rapid City, taking on Chamberlain and Rapid City Stevens. Yankton will start things at 5:45 Mountain Time against Chamberlain and then take on Stevens at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Another invitational the next day, Friday, December 12th, taking on Rapid City Central, also at the Monument. And then Bucks and Gazelles basketball next Friday. Doubleheader against Harrisburg. Gazelles play first at 6 p.m. Bucks follow at about 7:30. We'll have coverage of that right here on KYNT and KYN-TV as well. It's going to do it for another week of Huddling with the Herd here on the broadcast. It's good to be back for Huddling with the Herd. Took a week off for the Thanksgiving holiday. We'll take the weekend after Christmas off as well for those who like to plan ahead. But we are full speed ahead on the winter sports here on KYNT and KYN-TV. Thanks to the coaches who were able to talk to us today, and good luck to all the Bucks and Gazelles in their athletics this coming week. Till next week, go Bucks, go Gazelles. Stay safe, be good people, and have a great weekend, everybody, especially with this snow this morning. We'll talk at you later. This has been Huddling with the Herd, KYNT, KYN-TV.